a little break.
I see that you're taking a break from your math. Are you needing some proprioceptive sensory input?
What's that?
That's when you hang upside down or
Yes.
spin around. Okay, well hurry up and get your proprioceptive sensory input of your sensory diet so you can get back to work.
I'm not on a diet of sensory. I'm eating a lot of sensory.
No, sensory means sensory diet means you get the sensory input that your body craves. Hanging your head upside down like that does certain things that give you a proprioceptive, an internal sensory. Your hair smelling minty fresh from the shampoo and you liking that gives you a different sensory type of input.
And this also gives me sensory input.
Yep, moving your hands like that can give you the sound input, auditory, and
cats
the
give you
time
sensory input.
Yeah, and for Ethan, he gets some sensory input from his kitty cat.
Time to do work.
But Shane is now ready to go back and do work.
Estimate some.
Shane is very smart and can figure out these math problems really well. But the difficulty for him is processing speed. He has had, please don't slide the chair back and forth. He has had a lot of,
I'm going to move it over here so I can just lean over.
okay. He's had a lot of difficulty with learning math facts and with being able to remember them. He could figure them out, but it takes a long time. And by the time he figures them out, he kind of forgets the process that he's trying to do. You also notice he's typing his math on the computer. Okay, for his processing speed, he gets to use a calculator and I've given that a lot of thought and consideration. And the level of problems that he's working on are not just looking at, he's doing 6th and 7th grade math from Saxon. And the level of problems, it's not just do the problem, it's think about what you need to do the problem. I like Saxon because it makes the problems thought process, not just repetitive stuff. And it continually makes them a little bit more difficult, more complex as you go on. So he gets to use the calculator because of his slow processing speed, and that memorizing math facts has just not worked very well for him, even with lots of work. And he's typing them on the computer because he has dysgraphia, which is most likely directly related to ehlers-danlos. His hands do not have the strength and the coordination that most people do. So trying to write letters and numbers is a very time-taking and painstaking, takes time, and it can be painful for him very quickly. So we try to do as much as we can on the computer. He will also be learning how to do talk to text. We have Dragon Speak Naturally, I believe it is, that we'll soon be having him teach to recognize his voice, because regular talk to text doesn't always recognize his voice very well.
It's high pitched.
Yeah, he's got
very high pitched.
Tends to have high pitched.
I am trying to speak in a low pitch.
Yeah.
Is it working? I'm not sure.
No.
Yeah, this is my normal voice.
Yep.
Well, this is my normal voice. When I'm excited or happy, my voice gets like this. When I'm really excited, I'm just like, yes, okay, yeah, come on, let's do this.
He also tends not to say his words real clearly when he's trying to do the...
I don't say
So the
my
talk to text
R's.
doesn't always work as well.
I don't say my R's very well.
Okay, back to work. So he is also learning to type. We have every day he does a lesson on typing.com. Typingclub.com is also pretty good. So we're working on that, helping his typing get up to speed where he can focus on the thoughts and not the process of typing out what he wants. But teaching him how to do his math on the computer will allow him to do higher level math without needing someone else to write it out for him. I've talked to other people who have ehlers-danlos who have said that they've gone all the way through college to get an accounting degree, doing all of their math on the computer. It's a little bit different than writing it out. There's a few things you have to change here and there, but it works well. It also helps to keep it very organized because with his dysgraphia, his things would be all over the paper and not lined up like they need to be. So, and with his hands, the more we can teach him to type instead of doing as much writing is a good thing, because we have to find the balance between strengthening the muscles in his hands or overusing the joints. With Ehlers-Danlos, overusing the joints can make it so that his hands are less useful for him later.
Yeah.
I know people who have fairly severe Ehlers-Danlos.
I still like to draw, though.
Yes, he does.
It uses, I think you say, it uses different
He
motor
uses
functions?
different muscles, different motor functions. Part of dysgraphia is also the process of thinking about what the letter looks
I'm
like.
glad I'm doing math here on a computer instead of at school on paper.
Yes.
As teachers say, drawing and writing use the same things.
Yeah,
they
some
both
people-
use hands.
Some people just don't understand the difference. It's a different process. It's a different part of your brain. It's different. So writing
Drawing can
and
allow larger, more flowing movements, while writing, you've got to be really precise. Just like really precise, while drawing, you can kind of like do swoops.
well, it's also a different part of your brain processing what you're doing. And you have to think about what the letter looks like as well as getting it down on paper.
Well, the mom's got me this, so
So you can look at, see,
I'm gonna write.
he's had a lot of occupational therapy trying to
Right.
teach him the right ways to hold his fingers and everything, but that doesn't work for him very well. Now he's being very careful and writing this very carefully, but that took him quite a while to write dragon. If he's in a hurry and
Now,
trying to
if I'm
keep up with
drawing-
school, it's even harder.
You see
Drawing,
how
he
it
can
gives
kinda do
more
what-
flowing.
He can do what he wants to do, and it's not, you're not trying to translate a code onto paper. And the other simple fact of the matter is quality of life. If he can do something on the computer, then we'll let him do it on the computer because it still gives us the same result. We still know that he knows the process. But drawing, as of yet, he can't do that on the computer. And drawing is something that he really enjoys, and I want him to be able to enjoy it all of his life. If he spends too much of his time with trying to write when it's hurting his hands, it can cause damage to his joints. And that can have an adverse effect later in life, where his hands may not even work for him. I know people who have Ehlers-Danlos and are grown up and are not able to write anymore. In fact, they have ring splints on all of their fingers just to keep them from dislocating, just from doing basic things in life. So I want him to keep his strength and ability to use his hands
That's an
so
ear.
he can have quality of life.
That's the dragon ear. With a pin, it's so much smoother, so it is kind of harder to draw.
So he can have quality of life when he gets older and do the things he still enjoys too.
But I like how this quick sketch turned out. It's just a dragon sticking its tongue out.
Yes. So this is an overview of how we
And
deal with math and writing type of stuff,
if you
the
saw,
writing part of math.
if you saw how writing dragon, I've got to do such precise, tiny movements.
Yeah,
While this, I get to do like large, flowing movements that don't gotta be so
it feels
complex.
different to him because it is different. So hopefully we've helped you learn a little bit about dysgraphia and Ehlers-Danlos and some ways to adapt for your child to focus on what they can do, not how they show you what they can do.
Bye.
Back to work on math, kid.
Hey, I want to draw its wing.